So somewhere on this roll of black and white film is potentially a pretty rad photo of a crow taking flight from behind the Supra. But we'll never see it. But it's all good. Let me explain. So this is another one of those videos that started off with one idea and kind of morphed somewhere along the way. So the original premise of the video was I signed up for a black and white film photography course, right? Now I thought it was going to incorporate a bit about how to take better photos because, you know, when it comes to photography and specifically car photography, I'm pretty novice at it. But it turns out that it was completely about developing prints and negatives, which I actually didn't mind because it turns out that's pretty interesting. Nonetheless, you were supposed to show up to class on the first day with a completed roll of black and white film, but my film camera only had a half a roll of color in it. So I grabbed the film camera, the Osmo, and the Supra, and I thought we'd hit a couple locations, some that I knew, some that we just maybe found along the way, and try to get some cool shots in order to get through the rest of the color and all of the black and white film. And then somewhere along the line, like the vibe of the day changed, and I didn't realize it until later that night in class, but I'll get to that in a minute. I actually don't know where we're going. Part of the fun is just going random directions, seeing what you come up with. Right? First stop, side of the road. Seems like a good place as any. Well, that was fun. So, okay, this wasn't really anything fancy, but you know, it wasn't an artistic endeavor. It was really just get the camera, get the car, go out, try to get some shots and see if we can't find something interesting. I stopped at a couple of parks too. All right, next location. I think there's a park up ahead. So we can pull in, get some pictures there. Luckily, it's overcast today, so I don't really have to worry about harsh lighting conditions. I don't really have any filters for this lens, so you know, any kind of like a UV filter or an ND filter. I should probably pick those up for, you know, trying to do this for real. But for today, kind of lucky with today's weather conditions. Dude, mushroom farm town. Stinks up here. Trying to time the flag just right. Just get the wind in there. My parking job is not the greatest, but it'll do. Come on, breeze. So close. Good enough. So while I am driving around scouting locations, how about I take a second to tell you about the camera that we are using today. So the camera that we are using today is my Canon AV1. So this was part of Canon's lineup in late 70s, early 80s, and this is what would be an aperture priority camera. So like with all of the models, you would set the ISO according to your film speed, and on this one, you dial in the aperture, and then the camera would select the best shutter speed for the exposure. It was a little bit more user-friendly than some of the other models. There's some other features and functions to this camera, but that's pretty much the gist of it. All right, another park. But unfortunately, there are some subjects in the background, but it is the middle of the day, so it is to be expected. I hate to keep just getting side profile shots. We're trying to get something a little bit different. Incidentally, that porta potty over there didn't get in the way. Had our son's 3rd birthday party over there. Good times. And then I thought, you know what would be cool to finish out the roll of color film? Murals. Find a place that has murals. Murals would be cool. Actually, there are a couple around here that are pretty cool. So let's go there. But first, a stop at Dunkin'. Thank you so much. Take care.
Oh man, cool, thanks.
No problem. Dude, I don't get a whole lot of experience vlogging out in the world, and it is weird. It is weird. It's kind of weird. Oh, BMW drivers. Never change. Never change. Side quest to the side quest. Why not? You know what else I wish we had around here? I wish we had some good 7-Elevens. Like there's a couple, but they're not really good for like trying to get a shot. They've become like iconic, especially with like the 90s JDM scene, you know, it's a good look. I wish we had a couple of good 7-Elevens. I'm thinking of all these places that I think might be good to shoot black and white, but we're still driving around trying to finish up the color. So it would have been a good idea to bring like a little journal, you know, like field notes or something. Also good to have if you are shooting, you know, film photography anyway, or really any photography, so that you can remember what settings that you used, especially film. So when you get your pictures back, you can kind of figure out like what settings you had for which pictures. And if they turn out good, you know those are settings to use in the future. This spot has been empty for the entire life of this parking lot, Pike Creek Shopping Center, and now they're putting a dash in here. That was a Ruby Tuesdays forever. Now it'll be a PJ Wellahans. All right, so there's a mural around the corner. Let's see if we can get a shot there. All right.
I just saw the car. I wanted to take a look at it.
Oh, yeah, sure, man. Go for it. Thank you, brother. Dude, I'm like pressed right back up against this truck to get all of Pike Creek in frame, but I think this is gonna be cool. Always wind ahead of time. That is too good not to try to get a couple of more. That was a good mural.
That was worth grabbing too.
All right, so to cap off the last of the color film, we are at the Center for Creative Arts, which has pretty cool mural behind me here. So I'm trying to figure out if I am lined up right. So we got the wheels turned just a little bit. Let's see if we can work with that. I think we're on the last picture. All right, I think we're done. All right, guys, so we are done with the color roll. So now I'm gonna load some black and white. I am not gonna make this a tutorial because I am barely familiar with how to load film in this camera. I've done it a couple of times just to make sure that I don't mess it up. I just watched another video to make sure that I have the steps right. So let's load some black and white film. If I do mess it up, I don't know, I might mess it up. I might mess it up. If I do, I'll find out in class tonight. Now, it was somewhere around this part of the day where the vibe started to shift. And like I said, I really didn't notice it until like later that night in class. But here's where you kind of started to feel something in between the stops, right? The stops weren't the thing. It was the driving in between. But hold that thought for a second. Now look, the smarter play would have just been, if you've never developed a roll of film before, to just shoot a bunch of random nonsense around the house so that if all goes wrong, nothing important was lost. Spoiler, it went wrong. So that is the old Garrett snuff mill, which is, you know, seen better days. But then here is where I got the original ending shot for the channel when I did the little shoot with the F80, right? And so one of the things that I thought was really cool, this swoop here where there used to be an awning. I wasn't really paying attention to it at the time that I took the picture, but it just, I don't know, I noticed it later on and I thought it looked awesome. It kind of worked, just sort of had that outline there that went with the flow of the car. So that's what I was kind of going for again here. This is another shot that I think might be kind of cool. Similar shot here before, again with the F80, but I think maybe the contrast with the car and the brick wall might work out pretty well with black and white. Plus I kind of like the no loitering sign above it. It's very 90s. So while I was trying to get black and white shots, I stopped off at an old office building I used to work at. It's a white building, so I really wasn't sure how it was going to look with the white car on the white building. But man, as much as I hate corporate gigs, this was the funnest job I ever had. It really was a startup. So it was like a legit Delaware Google or something, but it was so much fun. I guess they got new tenants here because this place was empty for the longest time. I bet my boss one time that I could throw a tennis ball on the roof. I swear to you, we're standing at the base of the steps. It got up and bounced right off the edge of the roof up there, the flashed part. I lost $5. And then I tried to get some photos in a church parking lot. There's a cemetery behind it, and I wasn't looking to be morbid, so I tried to shoot around that. So here's what ended up happening. So I get to class, I go to develop the negatives, none of them came out. Now I'm not going to bore you with the details, but the speculation is that as the day was going on and it was getting hotter outside, we think that the oil on the blades of the lens started to soften up, and it was basically keeping the shutter open longer than it was supposed to. I was already shooting at a high aperture because it was bright out. Basically, the photos were just getting overexposed. But the color ones came out just fine. Now, I didn't really care because none of those shots were not re-gettable, like reshootable, except for the crow picture. So for my last stop, I went to this other park. I lined up the car along these posts, big open field behind it, went to go get the shot. There was a crow that was perched on this post right on the other side of like the rear of the car. And like right as I took the shot, he took off. And then I tried to get a few more shots of him in mid-flight. So like that's the only one that I couldn't get again. But here's the point of this whole thing. I can't remember the last time that I just took my car out with no predetermined destination, no agenda, and just went out and drove around. The means to go out today was to go get a bunch of photographs, and the destinations might have been like the little stops along the way, but not really, right? Like not really. I'm late stage Gen X, right? So like back in the day, like when I was younger, like that's just what part of what you did. You just go drive around. In fact, my wife and I first met, like that's half the time that's what we did. We just go out for a drive, just go drive around. And yeah, there was just something kind of freeing about just me in the car, not looking at my phone, no screen, no real point. No real point. Even though the film was wasted, I had to go review this footage from the Osmo to even remember where I stopped. But I remember the driving around more so. I'm not usually one to like kind of issue advice at the end of the video, but if you are a car enthusiast, and especially a car enthusiast who works from home, like I'm a homebody, I love that, don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you, man, even if just for like an hour, half hour, 2 hours, if you can swing it, go for a drive, no destination, no plan, no agenda. I'm telling you, it's kind of awesome. It is kind of awesome. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.